This will be episode 150, cycle 2580 and onward. Also, for the YouTube guys, I am sorry that last one was a long episode. Very little I could do on that front. Oh, I did at least name it the long episode because, yeah, it was bad. We should be able to get 2 episodes out tonight, so that shouldn't be much of an issue for you guys. But yeah, just trust me, we really had to get the petroleum boiler done, and I wanted to get it done in one entire section. And that meant doing almost 6 hours to do so. And in the meantime, we also launched for the meteorite asteroid. So that was definitely one of those, this has to be done. I'm going to mark it on YouTube so that way everybody knows what's going on and go from there. Yeah, it's definitely one of those like, yeah, the last one was rough. I know that. I absolutely was like, we have to do it. Otherwise, it's just going to take so long to get done, and it would be so tedious to just have to sit around and not do much. At least those other air some grievances with Unity and a couple other things, but I mean, I think everybody's already in agreement on that one. Especially seeing, again, we're playing a Clyde game. And everybody who should know this already, but Action Not Included does run on Unity. Hopefully today we can get the pipes done. There's a lot of them, and I will need to ship over a lot of material to the meteorite planet. Now the big problem with that is that we're probably going to have to do it inside the rocket. The good news is we have a lot of material. The bad news is it's not cold. Well, it's also not safe for the dupes to touch yet. Let me get the game rolling here. Yes, I know stuff is entombed, it's fine. Currently catching up. That is currently closing, I believe? Yeah, that's currently closing. Good. Yeah, we're gonna have to ship materials in, we're gonna have to ship metals in. Are the rovers still alive somehow? That's the bigger question. I hear them moving. Yes, they are. Okay, good. I'm just gonna let them do their thing. I did need to come back here and remove some piping, I believe. Nope, never mind. It's already been fixed. Have we gotten rid of all the oxygen? Oh, it's so close! It's just a tiny bit left. Oh, man. You gotta get rid of the sour gas, though. That's gotta go. No offense or butts on that one. And those are actually out of power. Should probably change his priorities over again. Because again, we only have one dupe here. Thea is the only one. And I'm pretty sure Thea can actually stay here forever. Just barely. His operating is maxed out, cooking is lowered. But all he has to do is pretty much run on the wheels and he'll be okay. I am thinking about reinstalling these, because this is not going to be charged until we actually bring the dupes here. So for the time being, it's probably best to reinstall these solar panels. You should be able to build both of those without much issue. I was thinking about it last time, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Oh, no. I'm so sorry, Cuddlepip. There's no one here. Everyone left and he's in hug mode and it's like, oh no. I'm so sorry, dude. I'm so sorry. Oh, it's a rip. Above 140. Low 121. Above 1. To be honest, I should probably disconnect this for a little while because we need to stop draining the water from down there. I think this is probably for the best. I still feel like I need to improve the amount of water production I'm doing on certain planets. Because we have roundabout ways of making water, but yeah. I also really do want to eventually redesign this when we get a new playthrough going. My clay production plant is, I really need to just isolate these and then utilize the water, and it's in an independent room. Even though it keeps it compact like this, it's so inefficient. I need to vent one and then shove the other one in. So how is the plasticizing everything coming along? That open a bit. That needs completion. This side I can't plasticize because it's going to get incorporated into that. This all needs to go eventually. Yeah, we're pretty much down to micrograms over here. $173. Ah, yeah, that's gonna turn to water eventually, which is very good. It's gonna take a while. And this is, yeah, this is a problem. That's gotta get drained soon. Okay. On to other things. I need. I'm gonna leave everything else in there. Let me disable route inside. Re-engage that. How much is there? 2 kilograms. That should turn that back on. This will eventually turn off. Door blocked. Backup door settled. Let me check the timer. I gotta wait until that finishes. And then I can turn it on. And boom. Okay, system's back online. This is draining. This should start outputting enough energy to start vaporizing all of the excess steam. There's going to be a lot because we're currently using this excess water to vent everything. But it should be fine. But yeah, that should be okay. Pretty sure my toilet system is completely handled. Yep. I haven't had a single backup since I made the giant extension cable. I don't like the fact that we had to make a giant extension cable, but it did solve the problem. There really wasn't another solution for that. Weirdly enough. good. Below that. Cooking ingredient. Yeah, we got to actually do mutant versions. Pretty sure everybody's currently en route back to their bases here. The only one I kind of got to be careful of is obviously near 9, because well, they can make it. I know they can make it. But I just want to be extra careful. One might melt if I'm not careful there. But we can refuel everyone. We can get the suits all nice and set up again. It's not that big of a deal. Definitely need to add steel across the way. Get the primary spine all nice and set up that way. Yeah, we kind of need steel like out to here to prevent it from melting. I don't like this fact, but that is kind of what we're going to have to deal with here. I should measure this out. So one there. Should then put one there. One there. And then there. Off like that. Boom. 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 Inch. Yeah, it pretty much looks like that. Let me lower this line here. I'll just use cobalt for this. Which it's going to look like that. And it should still be measured out to the actual edge of the map. We don't have to worry about it. And this should be enough distance. 5. Yes, that is just enough. Cobalt. Oh, no, 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 no. Like, wait, I just made a massive mistake. Don't mind me, I almost torched my ladders. We do not need obsidian on that one. Rock. Actually, we could just use plastic. Why not? We've already got that. Yeah, we're already at that point. Screw it. We'll use plastic. I can use the speed. Yeah, just like that. Keep the game running there. Adds. I still feel like I need to cool this down, even though I know it's not technically needed, because even if this off-gasses into sour gas and gets vaporized into space, not really that big of an issue because we're already at what we require for nuclear waste production. So even if this thing breaks, it's not too big of a deal. I could probably diagonally cool the thing down with ice. I think about it. I could use a temperature ship like behind the behind the Red Bull generator, and it would freeze out the naphtha in there. Wouldn't be enough to let it would cool it down probably like maybe 6 degrees, 7 degrees maybe. And the rest would just vent into space once it melted. The downside obviously is we have petroleum there. Oh, rocket's coming in. This is also why we were waiting. And let me check temperatures. Where our gas reaches. Tap there. Touch the petroleum there. Oh, it's a nuclear fallout freeze. Did not increase the temperature in there at all. I think it lowered. I think the temperature went down a little. The petroleum got pushed back just an inch, but then it got replaced with frozen materials. And yes, they can absolutely make it. Okay, crew, welcome. You guys haven't been here in a long, long time. I mean, 2 suits delivered back because we had 2 spares. Spoons is kind of stuck in here for the time being, I think. Nope, nope. Sprint, sprint. You need to catch your breath inside the rocket. Yep, yep. Do that first. Do that first, then you can make it. You'll have plenty of excess oxygen. Now the bigger issue, if I'm not mistaken, because now we have 7 dupes here. I do not have enough tiles to keep this out. Or just kind of passed out on the floor there. That's what I was about to say. We've got 3 spare dupes. Phone. Don't breathe in the polluted oxygen. I mean, sure, by all means, if you need to, but you can get to the base. You have enough space. Oh well. Whatever. We'll get the nuclear rad rocket refilled. No biggie on that one. Now a bigger issue is that we have no oxygen generation actually in here. So that is something I need to fix. Kind of. I would like to be able to refill oxygen and water here. Problem, I have this much material to get through. It is not an insurmountable amount. It's just a very annoying amount. One, two, three, 5. This is the one that needs fixed. Like that. Four, 1, 3. Okay, this is. Need to readjust this. This was the problem child here. So we've got 3 here and 5 there, which means This ladder line needs to go there. And that'll keep everything within 4. 4. That. All that can go. This is a line. That needs to go. That leaves me with 4. Something like that. Yeah, it's pretty much just going to look like this. And all this material needs to be removed. I was thinking about crushing it with water, but I can't be bothered at this point. We need to just remove it. Also, I think we can leave the plastic alone for now. Yeah. I will say this, my dupes are probably going to get scolded on that. There's not much I can do about it other than try to limit contact. For construction purposes, let's get the infrastructure built. And go from there. These do not need to be refilled yet, so we'll keep those on 1. I mostly just need the suits repaired and the dupes to be able to go through without much. Proto's coming up with cooked seafood. That's funny. Not gonna lie, pretty good. Okay, well, they're gonna refill there. How much diamond we got? Oh, they already refilled the diamond. Good. Let me see where we need to send, That Stella can just go there. That's fine. Yep, check that one. We have gained extra dock space. I could probably add more and then shove a door here, but fine. I'm almost thinking we just vent this into space. Because all we're ever going to have in here is CO2. So the dibs are just going to release stuff while we're doing things. Where are you going? You go to the bathroom. Go up. Go up. Zooming around. Are you really going to the bathroom in here? Fair enough. It is your rocket, I guess. I have direct claims. Problem, they're wasting water. I would prefer them to go to the bathroom in here, so that way they save water. It's really dumb when we have this much excess water on main base, but I do need to start figuring out how we're going to ship water around. Because personally, I think we should rather be sending water to other locations rather than just venting it into space. So that would mean I need to redirect my water output to that one. Which is fine, it's just this is going to be a little bit tenuous, to say the least. Because I kind of need to get rid of that tile. Also, thankfully that's only 200 brats. I just can't have anyone... I don't think they can't reach the danger zone, so it should be fine. I'm going to redirect red bolts. We're going to do some really janky finagling of pipes. Mostly because I definitely want to have a junction node here. And this has to connect to that. Like so. Otherwise, it won't merge properly. Me up the priorities on these. All of these are aiming that way, so it's safe. But for sending water to other locations, I think we're going to utilize our nuclear waste launcher. Because that allows me to send materials to Tripola. Well, pretty much just allows me to send water everywhere. So safety is engaged. Team is building everything simultaneously. Hopefully no one with a suit comes in here. Nobody with a suit come in. Nope. I see that. Gil, get your ass outside. Arbik, you too. Yep. Move over there. Arbik, you too. There we go. Nobody with a suit, come in. I don't care. Don't think about it. Arbik, go over there again. Yep. You too. And of course, we had one dupe decide to go outside. Bella, what the fuck? Don't think I don't notice. You're not in the suit. You're the only one. For some reason, you guys were bringing food through here like a bunch of idiots. What are you doing? You're in space. Stop it. Yeah. Should immediately begin their trek back inside. Why are you? Okay. Making your way in? Okay, good. Yeah, we'll only have CO2 in here, so I don't really care. We've just vented to space. Bella's getting a suit on, good. Water is flooding our system. I send it to Tripola for now. This is all excess water, so it's like I could just shoot off the rest of it, then isolate it, and then send nuclear waste through, and it'll work just fine. The only other thing I need to do is I need to pull all of that out of there. Actually, I'll wait. Yeah, let's wait until they remove everything from there, and then get the ball rolling. Somehow food fell down there. I don't know. Let's see if we can move these out of the way. Mostly for safety purposes. Yeah, I know it's hot in there. Good. Okay, that should all be fine. Very worried about that earlier. Like, please no. Okay, so rocket refueling continued. We'll ignore those for now. That rocket's refilled. That one's refilled. Clear. This one won't really refill until we get back. I think the petroleum might be causing a problem. Dead. Remove this. Okay, so we'll start refilling the interplanetary launcher, and everything should be good because we should start filling the rival engine. In all honesty, it won't take that long to be able to get this rocket back to main base. Yeah, we only need enough for 4 tiles, which we pretty much are gonna be able to get that in the cycle worth. Cycle and a half or whatever. I should probably still up the amount of radiation that's output there, just to make the trips faster. Alright, definitely warm enough now. This is slowly getting turned into steam and then vented. Problem is that we are rocking a lot. What? How? 145. The pipe... No, that wouldn't have made sense. 116, 117. Did it pull in water? Only pulling at 900. It must have pulled in a little water, but for insulated pipes, it wouldn't have transferred. That's odd. I will admit we are approaching overpressurization. That is a guarantee. This one's still safe to vent. think it is. Yeah. Still technically safe to vent. I would prefer to recapture the steam and the water in general. But there's not much I can do about that when we're dealing with so much of it. I turn off the safety here. I should say turn off the primary engagement tool. It must have sucked up water without telling us. We didn't get any damage reports or anything. It's probably just Schrodinger's cat again. Because I'm assuming the game probably thought it pulled in water even though it couldn't. That's probably what happened. It is annoying that that's how that works. But there's nothing I can do about it. Just sometimes the game goes, ah yes, there's liquids that are off to the side. But because you're not looking, it counts it. It's really annoying on that front. Teleporting resources definitely can be a frustrating thing. Not the end of the world, just definitely one of those, ah! My pipe's been nicked. Ye bastard game. Okay, rockets refilled. How much mass are we up to now? 1,943. I'll take it. I can't wait till we hit a mill. Be nice. Temperature's still looking solid. Probably should plasticize most of this. Not really needed anymore. This has got to stay open, but yeah, I can exponentially. I gotta clean this up. Like that's actually a bigger priority at this point. Yep, so kilograms and affected. All this water will eventually evaporate. Oh, then condensate into water. So much steam. So much mass to worry about. Check those principles real quick, shall we? Oxyfern. Always love oxyferns. I mean, they're free CO2 production. Or, well, consumption / O2 production. Researching on animal lover. They have nothing for animals. Dang it, Tisbit. Gave with a good perk, but nothing of note. Sure, you get research speed, but that's what 3.2 EXP extra. Yeah, roughly. I think. It's been so long since I've done research calculations on ranching. We're gonna take the Oxyfern. None of those dupes actually seem or appear very useful in this manner. We have plenty of production here, so I don't need to think about it. Flip Howlin. Obviously, everyone's pretty much putting all their work through everything. Dupe, are you actually taking my spiced pickled meals out of here? Fried food only. Why are you taking my meals? Are you sure these are not spiced foods? They're set for 7s. What are you doing? This dupe. I am confused as to what my dupe is doing. Well, Cactus, where are you taking this? Are you actually eating the pickled meal rations when you have pocket? You have Paku fillets. You have almost 1,000,000 kilocalories of frost buns, which are better. What are you doing? I'm concerned what my dupe is planning to do right now, and I'm like, I don't know what he's thinking, and it doesn't look good. And with limited water production on this planet, where we're teleporting it in, it's not worth taking the oxyfruit here. You tell them we have plenty of water. Rudabo, somewhat. Japola is really the one I think probably needs it, just to reduce water consumption for dealing with other situations. I think we're just going to start putting some small little oxyfruits down here. It rarely gets used, because obviously it's not connected. Well, it is, just water. Okay, okay. Game? How? How in the hell? Remember what I just said about teleporting resources? How is there an age 19 Paku and 11 here? I think they fell through the mini water tank. How the hell did you... How? What the flying hell happened? How are you here? How did you... How? We have quantum tunneling crabs, now we have quantum falling Paku. My best guess are the last remaining ones in there, and they just fell through it somehow. I don't know. I truly do not know. I am confused. Also, the sheer little amount of water that we are actually consuming is kind of funny because one algae distiller is keeping pace. I should have really just been using the algae in the first place and not even thought about it. Yeah. It's kind of funny and sad. I could have just not utilized the water down here at all because we were producing more water than we are consuming, and the tiny amount that we were using from down here was just completely wasteful because we weren't shipping any back down. I do need to get rid of that CO2 though. I really should just vent everything that's not oxygen in here. To start cleaning everything out. Keeping you the ladders, easier to work with. Amalgam, gold amalgam. Now that one has deleted almost all of that from material. Finally unearthed our rover. Went down a long time ago. I should probably start plasticizing Rudabo as well because we kind of don't need the we don't need this much mass. Most of this should probably just be scaled and stop wasting CPU processing. And over here I can do something with it, but I think we're gonna have to take up this entire area for this hot polluted oxygen vent if I want to utilize it for water production. But yes, I should probably get a pip to plant an oxyfern down here and try to figure out if there's a way I can stop the Paku from falling through tiles and ending up down here. Because those guys are just dead. There's nothing I can do about it. The update where we can wrangle these guys is not out yet. That's the next update with the quality of life stuff, so I can't save them. They're gone. already have one oxy for in there for spares. Kellen produces actually plenty of materials. Again, we're gonna have to rejig this one. It needs to be twice as big. Water production though is kind of low if I don't process the resin on this planet, but eventually we probably will. Right now we're just not. This really is one that needs a lot of work for how small it is. How much to write home on this one? It's kind of like the water is just gonna exist for the rest of eternity, and we've got to just keep cycling it until it gets warm enough where the whole room is just steam. And then we can just get our one dupe to live off of all of the excess ice water that was converted. It's just gonna take some time. Now, thankfully, he did just get all that installed. Anything else I can have to redo? Or waiting on the piping to get done? You guys actually get it? Hey, you did! Jump. Okay, how much extra glass do we have? We have just enough. We don't have enough heat producers, though, so this is going to be very slow on the steam room completion, so to speak. Now then, let's go check on the petroleum boilers piping network. How close are you guys to done? Not really. They're getting there. Just gonna take a while. I may actually send the rocket crew over here to help out with this. I just want this done. I want the petroleum boiler completed, and then we need to send over a bunch of nuclear waste, specifically to build our refueling dock here, and be able to send off all the petroleum and lead and other stuff. Also, all of the phosphorus, well, true phosphorus that we're going to end up making. Because, well, we kind of want to overclock everything, because we can. And can't really do anything until we can turn it all into a phosphorus liquid, and then immediately freeze it back down to refined phosphorus. So yeah, another reason why I need to technically freeze out this bottom pipe here. I think we have enough aluminum finally to do this, because I did send over a giant pile of it the other day. This is going to require some serious finagling to be able to get it to all work. That's the only real flaw here. Also, this will have to be... I'm thinking we're just going to go super coolant. I was originally thinking possibly using the petroleum output, but it's just... There's no way. There's absolutely no way. I need more cooling, more efficient cooling to reduce on power draw. Even though we're going to have a, petroleum boiler, we can do some very dumb things with the amount of power output from that. I have plenty of space to technically build a sour gas boiler over here if I wanted to with the petroleum, and then convert everything into methane and then burn it off, which would also create tons and tons of water everywhere. But that's pretty much the penultimate freaking power supply station that I can possibly think of. Which would allow me to put water everywhere and not have to think about it. Like, ever. I'm just happy most of my machinery everywhere that we've automated is still fully operational without issue. That's a pretty big woohoo from me. Okay, so we've got all the water that we'll probably ever need to send over. At least for the time being. I will want to add a proper water disposal site here. Here. Still too high for my buddy bud. Sorry, buddy bud, there's not much I can do on that front. No? Hold up. What? Where? Where did the water come from? It's not leaking out of a pipe. The pipe will be broken. A tiny amount of water. I don't have any ice up here. The water's not too warm either. Oh, it's the steam. That's what's going on. Okay, that makes much more sense. Like, what's going on? Oh, the tiny amount of steam I am venting off into space. Let me switch this over to steam real quick. Why is there such a small amount? Oh, got it. Should be building up now. Yep, that's all the excess steam getting built up and just venting. Like, wait a minute. It finally reached the system. That took forever because it's all the way down at the bottom of the map. Fair enough. Gotta switch that over to an actual active filter and not a manual one. Funny thing is I don't really think it actually warmed up much. A little bit of water down here. Yeah, that's probably about it. This is always hot, so there's nothing I can do about that one. And the steel's always going to be hot, so... yeah, it's about right. Let's see. How is the CO2? CO2 is 20 degrees. That one... it's 24 degrees. Just from base CO2. It's already starting to cool down. Yep, 61 and falling. That's fine. Okay. So... still venting too much water. Opinion? Just turn it off for a bit. We gotta vent all of this stuff out. And it does all have to go. We're pretty much just entering a bunch of energy into our water and then just dumping it into space. That's just the fastest way of getting rid of it. Also, when is our 36.9? Okay. That's not an issue. Not to mention, standard cooling loop is super coolant, so we're all good. Rocket ready to go, though. Let me call for crew. Yeah, rocket's all ready to go. Billy, hit the button whenever you're ready. Off you go. There you go. Well, still I hit the button. Launch your rocket. Nope. No shot. Don't go into the cloud of nuclear fallout. What are you doing? Just meanders directly into it. Like, whatever, dude. Whatever. I worry about your sanity, but it's fine. Oh, yeah, 51 degrees and falling. Yeah, we're perfectly fine. I forgot that I had switched that over to an automatic filter instead of just the manual filter system we were using earlier, which is where we just dump crap into space. I should have the dupes clean that up, though. Wasted thermal temperature, so it's like, screw it. I think we can finally shut this one off for a bit. No longer needed to be sending water as of right now. But good to know that we can. May actually end up taking this pipe and redirecting the excess into our output over here. So this will only operate if the bathrooms are completely empty, and then we can set up an automated water sending system for excess. Right now we're just kind of manually draining it, and I'm like, we should probably set this up as an automatic system. I could probably actually do it right here. I would need a connection from the toilets. I'd have to snake it straight up. Yeah. Yeah, we could do that. Give me 1 second. Gold, that's fine. I will admit, this is going to probably look really, really, really weird. But, can I snake this straight down? Yes, I can. There, you. There. 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 And this system will tie in to the same overflow system that we're already running. This one actually has a manual shut off and turn on, whereas this one will only be automatic. There's really no point to be running a double for this kind of thing, so I'm like, I could probably run it as a AND gate, and then that way we only run this if... Well, actually, If we are sending nuclear waste through it, which is still the plan, like this is how I distribute my nuclear waste, this system right here. This is my fluid launcher, and food launcher, and both of these are kind of food launchers. This one is definitely the fluid launcher. If I want to send consistent amounts of one fluid, such as water or nuclear waste, I may want to set up an element sensor. I was tied in with that, and then set that for an AND gate. We can only send... Actually, yeah. Oh, we got a fleeting message. What? Game, where's the fleeing message? Who's running? Who got wounded? Angry Bear and Urset. Hold up. Angry is there. He ate a Radbolt to the face. Urset is fleeing. Okay. Sad to say. I'm like, who's running away? Which dupe is the current one that's having a problem? Got it. Get to medbay, man. It'll be fine. I also can't connect... I can connect this up. I just can't do the other one. Yeah, this will be fine. Temperatures down to 48 already. Good. And we had some off-gassing steam to my switch over to the automated system. I truly don't think we need to set up an AND gate for this. Or, yeah, or an OR gate. Actually, no, yeah, it would be an AND gate for this. I don't think we need it. We can fit it. I just don't think we actually need it. Because if I'm going to start sending nuclear waste directly through the system again, then I'll just disconnect this pipe and reconnect this one. That's the fastest way of doing it. I just need the automated toilet dispersal system to handle both of these at the same time. Because if they're able to handle both on the same kind of waste disposal system, then I never need to worry about overtaxing the water or undertaxing the water. Because doing it manually, we just drain 3 tanks. Not terrible, just definitely noticeable. You should only be running if that one is D. I need 1 AND gate. Sorry, not gate specifically. Don't make that deal. Just gold, that's fine. Thank you to you, and you to you. This thing is above its threshold. That should be locked. When it's below the threshold, that should be dumping. This liquid vent here. This way we don't have any accidental deleted water. As this system will pump all the excess water into the tanks. And will only fill up the extra basin here in case this completely fills. Now I will admit, I do believe that got separated. That it did. How goes the venting for everything? We are sending it all into one pipe, which is not great, but I don't feel like making a second one through everything. Eventually this pipe will be removed anyway. Auto wrangling on that. We definitely don't need that right now. Okay, so that's all nice and settled in. This is refilling the tanks. If it dips below, then that'll run, and that'll be turned off. Okay. So I was forgetting before. Injuries are getting taken care of. Automated system is already sending a signal. Good. So yeah, this won't pump any excess water until the bathrooms are completely filled. And this will also start draining once the bathrooms become unfilled. Then that'll turn off, and this will stop dispersing. That should be plenty. Steam's still going to be venting from the nuclear reactor because we were sending such crap over. Pretty sure this is getting pretty close to being able to get back to base. And as current spacefaring module can already head back. Good sign. Let me actually call the crew. I don't really think we need anyone. I would have liked Frey to help me dig this, but it's like... This is literally just a pit stop. The entire system is just... This is the pit stop planet. Eventually this will be a primary food depot, but right now it's definitely just a pit stop planet. Not much else going on. Okay, has everyone made it to the rocket yet? Is the bigger question. There's Proto. There's Frey. Where's Spoon? Spoon? All again. Off you go, bud. Come on. Come on, dude. Process what I'm telling you to do, buddy. That was not what I'm telling you to do, but okay. You're in the rocket team. Turn us over here. Yeah, you are. What are you doing? Straight up. Others are waiting on you. Game putting the lag again. No idea why. There you go. Okay, acknowledge running, begin launch sequence, and head back. Thermals. It taps it, but it only taps this, and it teleports the resources there. Huh. So it can tap the rad bolt generator, which makes that thing to do really weird things, but it doesn't actually contact anything. That's good. Those, just that. Okay, well, our current rocket primary team is back to the main base. Should be able to get the whole thing nice and sorted very shortly. Digging operations. Let me up the edges here. That way we don't have anyone burning themselves, just standing around like an idiot. That one's definitely going to get warm, but I think everything else is safe. So that should be good to go. Actus, why are you standing here with the door open like a complete moron? What are you doing? I'm at a loss for words sometimes with my dupes. Like, what are you doing? Why are you there? You can't be this dumb. Please don't be this dumb. They severely worry me. That's all I'm gonna say on that front. Probably start cleaning up all the extra CO2 in there eventually. You want them to do this first, though. Okay, all those are off, so we don't have to use power on that. Talon, how is the piping going? Slow. Very, very goddamn slow. Okay. I gotta speed this up. There's no way. All hands on deck. Oops. We have pipes to do. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and I'm like, screw it. Move your asses. I'm tired of this. I am sick and tired of you guys taking forever. Come on. Let's not use plastic for this, because this stuff's gonna be hot. Igneous rock should be fine. It's 400 degrees. It'll probably dip down to about 200 degrees, so that should be fine. I can't fully uncover this one because I don't really care about the vent here. Petroleum shouldn't get up that high anyway. I will need to get rid of the rest of this. Come on, Dips, get the pipes done. Literally all hands on deck on this one. Waiting on that autosave. Does take a long ass time sometimes. Come on, dupes. I just watched them running all over the place. I'm like, come on. Hurry it up. Grab the obsidian. I know it's hot as hell, but grab it and throw it in and immediately process it. Make my life easier. Nope. New printables. What do we get? Muckroot versus Ari with decorating, farming, suit wearing, interior decorator, and Ludite. Not great. Nima supplying digging, skilled crop tending, mouth breather, Ludite. Again, that's a great. And a noodle arm meep. Yeah, no, we're gonna just take the Muckroot. That's perfectly reasonable. Nope, I see full bladder warnings. This is why we can't have nice things. So the dupes actually go over and do their piss breaks like they're supposed to. Who's full bladder? You are full bladder. And you go. Shiro is also full bladder now. Hordes, get your ass up to the bathroom. Everybody else should be fine. I know. Move it. Fine if you piss yourself out here, I'll just shove you up here in space, take your suit off and put it back on. Better if you just did it in here and it would freeze down there. I can technically push it to be cold enough to just get rid of it over here. Not much issue. Guards. I see that bathroom warning. You need to stay there. Toilet. Zero. Toilet. There you go. Okay, they both made it. Let's see what else. Everyone's finally taking care of the bathroom. Okay. Good to go again. Get the pipes done, dupes. And then rig's over. Move it. We should be able to use it. Right? Something like 327. Yeah, that's fine. I'll never reach that point. Bigger issue. This needs to cross over this pipe. And this cooling loop here has to connect to this. These also need to dump into this room. Steam turbines take priority due to the cooling nature that they give. That I need. Probably should actually lower this piping here. Yeah, let's move this piping down because we need to make sure that our inputs, like so. Bridge there. Clear that out. And we can do that one. Input needs to be here. This one. Output for this pipe actually needs to go down. A little janky, but so it'll merge there. This one has to go up. Oh. Actually, just enough space. That's our crude pipe going through. Water's up here. I want to connect it. Yeah, output. The coldest section needs to be on the bottom. Hottest section needs to be on the top. This needs to branch over that. This leaves me just enough space. Output's there. Input. This is the big part. Kind of. Past me left a space here for this very specific reason. Just keep them with straight lines. It's easier to come back and understand them later. Let's see. This aqua tuner specifically is for cooling down the petroleum here. This aqua tuner is for the true phosphorus cooling down process to convert it back into a solid. Crude oil comes into this system from this pipe right here, goes out petroleum on this pipe. What we need to do is figure out how we're going to do our input cooling loop on this bad boy, because there's going to be a lot of tanks down here. And all of this is going to be piped. So, how are we going to do? All that has to be steel too. So I can't use my current materials. We're completely out of steel again. We have to actually send it all again back over to Talon to continue the process. Means I should probably put not industrial ingredient. I need manufacturing material. Steel. And manufacturing material, steel. Put that for an 8, keep that as 9. You should be targeting Talon. Should be targeting there. Cola. I do need to figure out where we're going to put our water. At least from our tank situation. Personally, I'm thinking we just shove it down here into this pipe here. It's not great, but it does work. Otherwise, I can just directly connect it into this system. Yeah, actually out of sand. Hold up. According to the game, we have no sand left on this planet. Now, town's got another problematic warning again. You know what, just convert the igneous rock. We have so much of the stuff, it's not even funny, and we're making more as we need right now anyway, so it's not too big of a deal. I think the bigger problem is we're not generating any salt on this planet. Again with the... How old are you? How are you still alive? They teleported through the tile, by the way. They came from here. Because if they fell down here, they would go this way and then that way. And they would in the water. So it's never really an issue. But somehow they've been surviving without water for 15 days and 23 days. Don't ask me how. I have no idea. Nope. Where are you, bud? Yeah, that's kind of expected. How many more of you need bathrooms right now? 68. You pissed yourself, that's fine. 68, 71, 88, 70. Okay, it was just pub. You can deal with it. No biggie. Just bitch yourself, it's fine. I don't care. Keep building everything else. You have a hot tub back in base. You just wash off in the regular shower and then go jump in that. You'll be fine. Yes, water-wise, I think it's time that we just connect the whole system. Which means... this pipe there. That'll be our water imported in, and I don't need to think about it. We are producing more than enough silt and sand from other locations, so it's not a big deal. Just as of right now, we're not really producing any hydrogen and also oxygen for the planet, so I'm like, oh, yeah, that would be a problem. We definitely need to work on that. And the polluted dirt, I really should properly dispose it. Where is my... If I remember, it should be this line here, right? Yeah. I really should add a manual deposit system. If I'm gonna keep it that far away. Let's see. I have plenty of base materials. Not too big of an issue. Cobalt is fine. by the door, and I still gotta reseal this back in eventually. Keep doing so many adjustments, and this one singular tile is the thing I keep working on. Like, like, it's not even funny, but it's just, this is how much crap, and it's just one tile that's currently causing problems. Could probably put a door right there, and just let it stay there. You know what? Yeah, fuck it. Steel. Total. Let's go check on Talon real quick. How he probably pissed himself. Oh, no. I need you to go up here. Oh, get the suit up before I can get him to stop. Oh well. He's got it. Sorry, bud, but you need to clean that up. Very much on you. That one is also made of lead, but it needs steel. How cold is it there right now? It's only gonna get slightly refrigerated. Yeah, that's the excess meat disposal for my puffs over here. Then you switch that out. I've mostly gotten all the stuff I've marked down completed. Wait, I priority that. Should think rest soon. This is literally piping day. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's piping day. We have brine ice that decided to melt on me? I think we did. It must have melted in his hand as he was going on up. Cleaning, max priority. Clean those up, bud. You are alone, so it's kind of on you to deal with all the excess ice crap that we have laying around. There's a lot of it. Sorry about that. Oh, God. Let me check. Look, you've got all the skills, right? Pretty sure I left a dupe that was capable of doing everything I needed him to. Or Stella's just stuck there. No, it's Arlie. Yeah. Roddick does want to get exosuit training. So, boom, 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 boom. Your money, you get that. So that one. Wanted the extra. And the carry capacity. There you go. Over here and help me with this, would you? Actually, let me lower the conveyor lines. We'll get a door installed. Yeah. You can be hungry all you want. It is done. Getting sick and tired of looking at it. There, build that. Normally I don't build sideways doors because they get really, really annoying. But it's like, I just don't care anymore. We need it done. Apparently we had some small laying around. Temperature on. ethanol get in the pipe? Oh, it must. The dupes must have pushed in one of the other things. That's what it was. Okay, that makes sense. Wait a minute. Seems oddly weird. Okay, just get that door built. I need this for organic. We need polluted dirt, polluted mud, mud pile, and slime if those ever show up. Console, please build that. Thank you. And then wiring wise, yes, it's a mess. Oh. Any questioning? Did a lot more damage than I was expecting. Not that tile. Need you guys to mop up from that side. Just to get it clean. There we go. Okay, so that'll stop being a problem anymore. I need to increase these to get the dupes to actually build everything. Alan is still a freaking mess. Hero, where are you? Hero is going back into the base. We're sending over a bunch more steel. I do not have the gold at the moment. We definitely need that for more cabling. Probably stop sending the steel here. And we can just send more and more gold. Should be in a better position. Has the main rocket made it back to main base yet? Yes, it did. Okay. I'm gonna turn off the safety and we'll start refilling that one. Your oxygen's flowing in. Is that really low? Oh, because we are using a lot of suits. That's what it's like. What's going on with the oxygen? They're running full tilt. Our oxygen's already full, so that's fine. Checking throughputs here pretty much. Yeah, that one finally turned off. The only one pumping at the moment is the steam turbine. Okay. Still over the threshold point for this to be vaporizing. Well, I should kick everything back on. Shouldn't have any more problems. Hopefully. Temperature check, 45 degrees, and slowly climbing. Nope. We're taking pressure damage. That's really bad when it shouldn't be doing that. 46.3 grams is causing pressure. Mother of God. I hate this. Whatever. Oops, get down here. Garbage up. Go. Just realized. Tiny amount, and it's pouring onto the wrong tile anyway. Mop that one. It should just explode, right? Yeah, it's it's very annoying. It's so frustratingly stupid. 43 grams. That was it. Fuck off, ethanol. I don't need you anymore. I haven't needed you in a long time. Screw off. Annoying, annoying liquid. Let me go back to Rudabout here. We need to redirect to Butalin. That way we can send our gold over there. And then we need to process all of the resources properly. You know what? No, I think it'll actually be faster just in the gold from main base. Should be running now. Let's see if this pulls in any regular water once it pops. This is the thing I wanted to know. Because it should take from the bottom row first. And the second that the bottom row plays out, it shouldn't pull any regular water out. At least once the off gas is done. I can also probably turn this one off for now. I don't think it's needed anymore. This has stopped sending in water for the time being. This is my manual extra pump. Not exactly needed, but it's there in case we have a problem. Always make backups for your backups. Just in case. Also, yeah, all of our nuclear waste finally melted. We're still producing more because bees. Any nuclear waste going up the line? Not yet. Wait, didn't see any? Just out of timing? It's in there. Okay. What exactly is going on? Let me just install these real quick. This line will eventually be a heavy lot line. We have enough lead. Too big deal. Cut. That can be cut. I really should do wire cleanup one of these days. I'll probably just make an episode of just doing pure wire cleanup, to be honest. Eventually it's gonna have to be done. That's for inputting eggs. I need one shipping conveyor loader made of steel. Iron twice, boom, done. And let's just use... I could probably just use this. Not a big deal, but like, fuck it. We'll use what we can. Should be getting warm enough. It's not. Let me go back to 900 and let's see if it pulls any water in. Nuclear waste. Yes, it does. A tiny amount is there. If it converts in the pipe. No, it just gets deleted, so it's not that big of a deal, but I would prefer it not to be there in the first place. Yeah, it's gonna be annoying. Let me turn this off for a second. Yeah, that should have been vaporizing. I'm actually confused why that was not vaporizing when it's just sitting there. Because the second we pumped a little bit, it instantaneously agitated and just vaporized everything. Why we went up like 20 kilograms. And, oh, no. Yeah, it's over the vaporization point easily. But for some reason it just refuses to do so. Like it's agitated by a pump. That's annoying. That's like super annoying. Ah, crap. Okay. Any place I can put the excess water to just get rid of it. Because we already have our filter system here, so it gets put onto this pipe here. Thrown off into space as a complete waste material. So it's not, again, it's everything has been taken care of. I'm just like, can we please just get rid of it? I don't need it. It just wishes to torment me by slightly nicking my pipes when it should be vaporizing. Should be back down to 900. Above 900, it can pump. That's back up to 110 degrees, so anything landing on it should vaporize instantaneously. Alan, they're taking their damn sweet time, as per usual. What should we do about that? You guys, stop. And we really need that done. Other construction projects. I'll add up to a 9. Slowly but surely, we'll get this thing online today. Last stream, last episode, we got almost the entire infrastructure done. I got to clean out and, well, an absolutely stupid amount of mass that is very, 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 very hot. But thankfully, everything else is done. Right now, it's just getting all the pipes done, which is the more annoying thing. Sure. And hopefully no one else pisses themselves. I kind of expected if they do. It's not a big deal. Mark those pickup. Yeah, everything else is working out okay. Ellen. Fine. Main base. Rocket is already full. Always see. Food has been refilled. Water. Check. Oxygen. Check. Temp check. 27.3. 0.7. Actually up a bit. Water is actually colder. Oxygen? No. Why is it warmer? Hang on. Water's cold as hell, so I don't know. Not too bad. Noticeable. And yes, everything is perfectly filtered here. Can warm up there, but it'll be fine. Here's about 136.9. Equipment's about 44. And it's about there. I probably should actually cool everything down using the base cooling loop. It's just, we do technically have another cooling loop that happens when our saltwater geyser goes off. Like cold brine geyser. Oh, full salt slush geyser, but it's literally a brine geyser. Apparently some nuclear waste teleported. Expected, but still annoying. I need refined metals. Well, should still be targeting main base. How are you still alive? Explain. I am so confused on that one. I don't know. We're no longer wasting resources into space. All of my polluted dirt, I believe, is taken care of. Like everything's good to go. Plasticizing corners. Still in process. Also need to pump that water out. And I really need to tank the excess water from this. To be honest, this should probably go all the way down here and then plug into this pipe. Problem. Polluted water. I think it's time I finally expanded this. It's been here a long time and I haven't done it. I think it's time that we just say screw it and connected it directly into the pipe network. Like so. Also, I need to clean up that excess ethanol that fell out. That would be bad to leave alone. Let's do our printables here. Peppermint versus Max with tidying, germ resistance, squeamish, allergies. Sorry, Hassan. Nope. And gourmet with small bladder. Gourmet, you. You know what? I'm gonna take the pincher puppet main base. I barely have any, and I've not grown them. One of those things where I'm like, I probably should do a pincher peppernut farm at main base. We also have the mutate one. We have enough radiation here now. And I also think it's warm enough in that room if I was to actually cheese it. Problem I have is I don't think it would be safe to allow a dupe in this room. At least in its current iteration. I could probably actually add a door here. Let me check here. Before I do anything. I am 99.9% sure if I put it too close, it absolutely will just die. Because every plant has a natural, 9,800 rads per cycle. It needs 35 to 85 degree temperature. What's the radiation here? Radiation is safe until here. So yeah, I could grow one like right... I could probably grow one right here. But on the other side of things, this is going to be a little tight. I do think it's finally time that I get rid of this. This has been here for 2,000 cycles, and this has been our way of getting rid of liquid nuclear waste. When, technically speaking, everything kind of solidifies in the base anyway. There's really not that much of a point for that anymore. So the small, tiny bits of it. This one handles all my solid nuclear waste. I guess I could probably keep this here. Open this up a bit. And like 2 pieces of plastic. How much rads is that putting out now? About 700. Just a wee bit. Just a bit of a toasty one. What, 2 for that? Remember right? Yeah, we should be able to plasticize this thing. Drunk Dev, don't go in there. We just need to mutate 1 plant anyway. I know radiation will work. They walked into the room, it's fine. Only 1,000 right there, it'll be fine. As long as they don't touch that, we're good. If a dupe touches this without a suit and seafood, they're fucking dead. I don't care how powerful the resistance is. If they're not a glow stick with seafood and a suit, they're not surviving that thing. This is why it's carefully isolated in its own chamber, and I only have 1 duplicate that's even allowed to go anywhere near that room. Ah, I do need to scoot it up by 1. Damn. Temperature-wise, it's actually perfectly fine in there. Need to remove this. And slap a farm tile in there, up and down. Marson! I think I got that right. Welcome! Going pretty good, actually. It's mostly just piping day. Saturday was getting all the infrastructure finally finished. It was 6 hours of getting the dupes to do all the insulated tiling and everything else that's required. And today is just piping day. That's pretty much what we're doing at this point. Yeah, dupes are doing pretty good. Nobody's died. Like I haven't had a death since the first alpha build of Oxygen Not Included, and I don't feel like starting now. But I definitely do not want my dupes going anywhere near my, my positron core is the best way to put this thing. Yeah, 83,000 rads. Mass, 506,747.6 kilograms of nuclear waste. So, we're just staying down here where it's relatively safe. Also because I still need to mutate a pinch of pepper nut. So, I'm just going to do that real quick. Probably also install a baseline door. And an auto sweeper so we don't have to worry about anyone going in there to grab it. Don't start with geysers and vents. Maybe vents is easier. I'm struggling to generate power and coal is depleting. Any tips on the next power generation? Okay, first things first. Do you know what a SPOTM is? Self-powered oxygen machine. SPOTM for short. If you're dealing with a power depletion problem, most likely... Okay. So we're going to go for the basics here then. First thing I would recommend is making a mini Rodriguez, which looks something like this. This bad boy can easily handle the oxygen for 15 dupes. Just 2 of these. It's 15.2 duplicants, if I remember correctly. But you only need 2, technically 3 gas pumps, Atmos sensor, and electrolyzers with basic resources. This is my second one, and this is a full-scale one. This thing can handle its own power and also has a tiny bit of excess power generation. Normally, I would say most people don't rely on a SPOTM for your base power. It powers itself, and it only gives a tiny amount of excess. Yes, this is how you generate oxygen in general. And the main thing is just making sure that you've got water going to it, and at least clean water. My entire system is completely automated at this point. Like, we've been going for well over 600 hours in this playthrough, and we're approaching actually the 2-year mark. This will be the 2-year anniversary on the 28th. But, yeah, for water cleaning, I'm just putting it into a chlorine room, so whenever we deal with germs, it just gets wiped. But a SPOTM, full-size SPOTM, this thing is generating a stupid amount of power. Actually, it's so much so that you actually have to keep 2 kilowatt lines separate from each other because it will overload the entire system. But it's able to generate about, I think it's 3.96 kilowatts. Or it only consumes 3.8, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, full-size Rodriguez. This thing for a starting base takes about 20 cycles to build. I would normally tell people to build a micro version, which looks something... Go over to Rudabo here. Micro version is about yay big. All you're running on is 2 gas pumps, 1 electrolyzer, and 2 Atmos sensors. Atmos sensors for the hydrogen, you want to keep it at 600. For oxygen, you want to keep it at 900. Reason being is the output of hydrogen to oxygen. Hydrogen only puts out 112 grams per second. Oxygen is 888 from your water supply. So what you want is you want to make sure that your hydrogen fills these tiles. Oxygen not included because it runs on a 2-dimensional plane. Gases cannot share a tile. So when you're dealing with gas types, what you really want to do is if you're trying to lock a material from one side of a wall to another, you just need to fill it with only that material, and none of the other gas can actually take up that space. It can technically delete it, which is not good. If you were to overpressurize so far that it would start deleting your hydrogen, you're looking at what would be classified as what's called a hydra. The other way of building oxygen, self-powered oxygen machines is the hydra system. Hydra system was more recent. And the way that that works is you technically submerge your electrolyzer in water, just enough that it will never reach max gas pressure, and it will just continuously output. Hydras are really, really complicated, especially for new players, so I normally don't recommend them. Bottoms, I just go build a Rodriguez. Easiest solution is just build this tiny little section here. That's it. If you build one of these, this can handle, I believe, 6.8 dupes. And if you build the full thing, it's 15.2 dupes worth of oxygen generation. This is also completely self-powering. You only need one hydrogen generator. This thing has actually been here for a very fucking long time, and eventually the oxygen did leak into it due to a update a while back that caused gases to teleport. Just as a small heads up, especially as a new player, sometimes you're going to find things when you save and load the game that don't make sense. Just expect it. Oxygen unchlorinated is quirky. Such as this guy. Don't ask me how this Paku is alive. I truly do not know. He has been alive down here, flopping, for 19 cycles. He came from here. He was here. I saved and loaded the game on Saturday. I loaded the game back up, and he was here. I don't know how he got here. I don't know how he teleported from there to there. He did. And he hasn't died yet. I have no idea how. Stuff like that is bound to happen. If he came from this farm or over here, he would have fallen down here and went left. Because this tile here prevents the Paku from falling off onto that side. So, I really don't know how he's there. It's just a thing. Stuff teleports. Expect it. For other sides of power generation, are you playing on the DLC or are you playing on the base game? If you're playing on base game, there's a couple options that are a little bit weird that you can do. And then if you're playing on the DLC, there's a lot of other options that you get because of nuclear. I'm on classic until you understand more. Okay. If you're on the classic mode, you're probably going to want to find oil. If you can find oil early on, you can start making plastics and you can make naphtha. If you need steel for certain things, naphtha is really your way to go. I did this in this playthrough early on. Let me go back to main base here. But early on, we actually utilized polluted water to make our first steel. It's jank. I don't recommend it, but you can do it. The better option, which we eventually got to, was to start producing plastics. And we melted the plastics utilizing the old trick with the temperature shift plate. If you take a temperature shift plate, once you get them unlocked, and you make them out of plastic, if the material is inside of a gas or a liquid that is capable of instantaneously flashing it to naphtha, it will, and you'll get 100% of the mass. So the easiest way for us to make naphtha at the beginning was just using temperature shift plates. You can also melt it normally, but it is very slow and tedious. So I normally just say screw it. I originally was trying to do it the old-fashioned way without using temperature shift plates, but it was taking so long. I was just like, I wanted to prove a point that it's kind of worth it to do it this way, but you're better off once you research temperature shift plates to just do it the old, like do it the normal way. You can do it both. I just prefer doing temperature shift plate. But for power generation purposes, let's see. You're on a classic map, so you're going to have to deal with asteroids. So you will be able to build something like this, but you won't be able to actually protect it yet. So definitely don't go straight up yet, because your base is going to look like this. On the DLC, we actually can set asteroids now. Again, this playthrough started 2 years ago on October 28th with the Rad New Worlds update with the introduction to radiation and uranium. So, yeah. This is like a very old playthrough in theory. But yeah, don't go straight up. Otherwise, you're just going to get battered by meteorites. It's not really worth going to space yet for you, at least in base game. In the DLC, you don't have to worry about meteorites unless you put it on Armageddon mode. If you are on Armageddon mode, the best option I would have said would have been just rush straight on up to the top, get as much steel as possible, and just throw down bunker doors. That's it. But I'm assuming you're just playing standard classic, so you don't need to worry about that one. Have you researched your steam turbines yet? That's actually a bigger question that really should matter. I would say smart batteries and steam turbines, which would be renewable energy. If you've gotten both of these, you're also on the base game, so big question. Do you have a frozen core? Way to go after coal. Hydrogen is the way to get your spotums going. If you have a hydrogen vent, you can definitely utilize it. Let me see. Pretty sure I have one. Not butyl, it should be on triple, right? Yeah. So if you have one of these bad boys, you can utilize it. You can utilize this thing with just steel. It's a little finicky, but you can do it. It's really weird too. I'm going to say that point blank. So when you're dealing with a hydrogen vent, instead of taking the hydrogen straight out of it, because the hydrogen, even though it will cool down really, really fast because of its thermal conductivity being really high and its capacity very low, so it doesn't hold energy very well. The problem is this still outputs around 500 degrees, and it will only dip down to about like 325-ish. So one of the things that you can do with this thing, I'm going to pause the game real quick. You can go to a metal tile, and you can pretty much use anything because none of these are going to melt. What you do is you just build a little section here, and a little section here, and you shove a door between them. You then take a temperature sensor here, and you put it in the room. Seeing I've got my hydrogen generator here, this is just for demonstration purposes. Connect this to that. This side over here is going to end up being a steam chamber. So it's going to look something like this. You're going to put water in here, and you're going to make sure that it touches this metal tile. The reason being is, when this off-gasses, the temperature is going to get pulled from this side into this side. When the energy is transferred, it'll start turning the water into steam. You can then process that with a steam turbine right on top. The excess energy that is drained out of this can then be sent using just a regular vent, preferably made out of steel. You can slap one probably on like maybe this side. Yeah, I'd probably put one like maybe 3 tiles away so it gets enough time for the hydrogen to get drained of its heat. And this one's just going to pump using an insulated pipe into your hydrogen generator setup. Do you remember, once you've checked a hydrogen vent and you've actually got it open where you can click on it, it'll tell you how much it outputs. This one puts out 238.3 grams per second. And this bad boy drains how much? Let's forget on hydrogen generators. Yeah, 100. So you can run 2.5 hydrogen generators off of that. Yeah, exactly. So you're draining the energy out of the hydrogen into steam power, and then the hydrogen that's left gets converted into energy for your hydrogen generators. And this bad boy for me can run 2 and like a tenth of another one. Or not, sorry, not 2 and a tenth. 2 and a, third? Yeah, a little bit over a third. So just pay attention to the amount of grams per second that's output by your vents, because you don't need to actually check them to tell how much is actually output during their off-gassing ratio. And if you can keep an eye on that, you're pretty much good to go. But that's normally the way of dealing with hydrogen vents early on. If you have a steam vent, on the other hand, this one's like, let me go over to Talon here. Steam vent, on the other hand, is absolutely ridiculous because, well, this is how much water this thing outputs. The biggest problem, obviously, is getting these dang things cool. But steam vents are roughly about the same principle. Let me just run this real quick. This steam vent is currently outputting 4,790.7 grams of steam at 110 degrees. What we're doing is we're actually cooling the steam in this room while draining the energy from it and putting it into here. This is then cooling itself. Now, the only issue with this setup is one steam turbine can only extract about 30% of the energy that is wasted from a thermal aqua tuner. If you really wanted to make this efficient, you'd want two. This gets you 60% back. Going over that, it's just too much space. The temperature doesn't get dispersed properly in the steam. So you're better off just running two of them, and then you're good to go. The amount of water that is output by this thing is insane, though. Because the main thing is you want to set a... I'll just do this. It'll be easier to show the overlay. Far left side or far right side, whichever side that the steam turbine is away from, you want to put your temperature sensor. I put it about 20 degrees. If it's below 20 degrees, this door will be active, which means it's open. This is a vacuum. Let me go to gas. There is nothing in here because this door actually crushes all of the gas when you're using it, so you don't have to worry about it. The thing is right now, there is no temperature transfer because this is a vacuum, and this door, when it's open, doesn't transfer temperature from this side to this side. And oxygen not included because of how the tiling system works. When you're in a vacuum, you really don't have to worry about anything. At least when it comes down to temperature. The only thing you have to worry about is machinery overheating and melting. Because space is dangerous. But everything in this game is a true vacuum, so there's no like radiant heat or anything like that. It just, yeah. So when this temperature, I'm above. Notice how this is negative 140 and falling. I am draining the energy from this side and putting it into this supercoolant. So if I wanted to freeze out my system, I could just leave this going as is, and all of this water will... it's going to turn to ice in probably like half a cycle. So best we don't do that. But the good news is that because we have all this water in here, and we have this set for 800 kilograms, this thing is pretty much self-controlled now. The only reason we have this vent in here was to remove other gases that were actually a problem. But as long as you have a basics pump here, at least one that won't overheat, and you also have your setup for about 800 kilograms from here, and a temperature shift plate to help transfer the energy better into the water, you're all good. This is a completely self-sustained system. The only thing you have to worry about is the excess amount of energy required for the steam turbine. Or not for the steam turbine, but for the aqua tuner. The steam turbine handles everything else. But you're pretty much just draining the energy out of a vent, moving it to a kinetic conversion from chemical energy into kinetic energy, which is technically what the steam turbine is doing, and then it's converting it back into electrical energy, which is going back through the system. But yeah, this is pretty much completely self-sustained. And the amount of water you get out of one of these things is insane. Like, steam vents are great. Cool steam vents are one of my favorite vents in the entire game. I would say chlorine is another favorite of mine. We did actually have a little bit of a bug earlier today, and we now have some crude oil in here, which I will probably have to come back in and remove when that goes dormant. But besides that, yeah. You can do the same thing for volcanoes as well. The only issue I have with this one is sometimes this works and sometimes it doesn't. I have to come in here and actually clean this out because sometimes the lava will not teleport properly when it cools inside of the mesh tile. Lava actually does transfer when it solidifies inside of a mesh tile when it's in liquid form, and it will actually move one tile down. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on the patch. It's one of those weird ones. It's one of the easiest ways of dealing with lava. I mean, technically I could totally have this open and not care. I have plenty of thermal mass of steam in here. This isn't really a big problem. I just wanted to do this so I could show off the point of this does work half the time. Because sometimes, like, Clyde breaks it and sometimes they don't. Really just... Is it working on this patch? I believe it is. I haven't been able to test it. I'll try it out later when I can get back in there and remove all the igneous rock and then allow it to just form itself and I can get excess igneous rock out of it. I do need to get that built, though. The dupes are taking their sweet time with all the piping. Right. Let me lower these down again. I also have the dupes do all that while we're waiting on them. The other thing I would say, seeing you are playing the base game, you can utilize geothermal. So this is a flipped asteroid. When you're playing on the DLC, you can end up getting a flipped asteroid, and they are definitely a tedious, annoying asteroid to work around. There are technically a couple ways of dealing with them without landing on the asteroid from the outside and then drilling your way in. Mostly when it comes down to it, it's just steam turbines, again. So you can either utilize steam turbines or you can utilize cooling down a supercooling loop and using nuclear waste to do it. Which the nuclear waste route is insanely efficient and very fast, especially with the changes to nuclear waste. On the other hand, this gives you continuous power. And when I do say continuous power, I do mean continuous power. Because you're technically draining... I would say probably terawatts of energy out of these things. Because, I mean, it's so much magma. Magma takes forever to cool down. And you really do just drain everything out of it. Yeah, I would definitely recommend, seeing you're playing in base game, to start digging towards a lava source and then start pushing for basic plastics and definitely getting the research done for steam turbines. Because if you can do that, you're literally golden. Like, your core is going to last you for at least 1,000 cycles if you're not trying to delete it. If you're trying to delete it, then yeah, don't worry about it. This took me like over 1,400 cycles to get this thing cleaned. I think it was 1,006. Took a very long time to finally clean this place out. But this was a complete magma core, and at this point I'm just slowly draining out the energy, converting everything back into water, and we are going to put the bees actually down here. Because eventually this will just, all the steam will be gone. We can finally get rid of the compost heap of garbage. Because... yeah, I really need to get rid of this stuff. It's like I have so much polluted dirt I just let build up and was like, we'll deal with it later. Finally gets to the point of where we're dealing with it later. It's so much compost. Because I don't really want to, I don't want to smelt it into glass because it's just such a tedious process. Oh, not you. I need, oh, come on. Give me the, yeah, whatever. It's like, give me the polluted dirt. But yeah, you can technically turn it into glass at 1712.9, or you can just start processing it either into polluted oxygen. You can feed it to your poke shells, but this, like, we have 24,000 kilograms right there. They're not fast enough to get rid of this stuff. I can technically feed it to my sage hatches, and that would do it. But, yeah. It's one of those things where I'm like, like, let's process it into more dirt. It's actually colder than the, these things are actually outputting colder dirt than the surrounding environment. So they're actually cooling the area down. Even though they're technically creating heat. The dirt itself, when processed, does reduce the temperature down to about 75 degrees internally. So it does do some very weird, janky things. And yes, we will definitely need to give this thing polluted water. How is all my sage hatches doing? Oh, they're doing fine. Let's see. Where can I pull from a polluted water line? I could probably just borrow from our polluted water vent, actually. I was thinking about doing that earlier. I really just need to get this thing done. And I'm like, you know what? We should probably just set this as a hydroponic and then not care. Oh, also want to connect that. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. Let me switch this out. I'll switch that one out for that. And any excess polluted water, we'll take it through here. We'll need to do an actual connection there. The bigger problem is going to be branching it over this without getting everyone irradiated. Let me think. What other... I could probably do a dash of sulfide in here, but it would require me putting chlorine in the box. I don't really think that's a good idea. It does have the rads, though. Like, I need mutant plants to complete the achievement, and I'm like, technically has the space. Is it a good thing? No, not really. There we go. And food. Onyx. Pointing that way. Get rid of those. And we can build on both sides. The amount of rads is not significantly hazardous. Not good, but it's not significantly hazardous to a point where it'd be dangerous for the dupes. That's what matters. So let me go check on the toilet situation. How are you guys doing? Oh, you got almost half of it done. That's good. Lower this down again. There. Everybody go to the bathroom. It needs to go to the bathroom. Who's got a full bladder? I know somebody does. You do. Why are you going that way? To the bathroom. Like, who else has bathroom problems? Let's see. 81, 76, 75, 80. 100% bladder on you. Okay. We only have one dupe that we have to worry about. Got it. Works for me. Yeah, send him back. I guess the temperature's hot in there. You guys just take the steel out and then leave it in there? I think that's what they did. Yeah, I think that's what they did. Aw, Bob didn't make it. He was right next to the bathroom. Just didn't make it to the bathroom. Bob, I ran up. I expect messes. This is fine. Also, I will show you the natural gas here in just a second. Still need to get my dudes working on these stupid pipes. Also, small heads up on this one. If you ever see something like this happen, this thing isn't running, not connected to anything, and the temperatures in here are astronomically high. So the thing is sometimes your dupes will apply the materials to what they want to build. Disable auto repair. But what they do is they actually just leave the materials in the blueprint. And when they do that, sometimes what happens is that they don't build it. So the materials, if it's really, really hot, can just emanate heat everywhere. Most likely what happened on this Aquatuner, because again, it's not running. There's nothing plugged into it. There's like, it has no power. It's got nothing. Most likely a dupe just left the steel here and then didn't build it. And then when they finally built it, it had already heated up all the carbon dioxide around it to a point where it just destroyed the machine. You can tell this one also took some damage. Yeah, sometimes your dupes is just stupid enough to leave really, really hot material around and then cause exuberant amounts of problems. So, keep an eye on them. But, for natural gas, over here for Palin, natural gas is actually quite simple to work with because natural gas geysers always put out at about 150. If you have steel, you don't have to think about this at all. Natural gas itself will pretty much stabilize around 124 degrees. Once you get steel, all you need to do is set it to roughly above 1,200 grams per tile, and this will keep the thermal temperature roughly stable. Main reason being is if this thing off gases at the same time when there's nothing in here, so it's a complete vacuum, the temperature will always be 150 because there's nothing for it to leak its temperature into. So it will just always be 150. If you put in a liquid lock to be able to get in and out initially, which I would normally recommend doing just in case the thing starts going off while your dupes are analyzing it. Liquid locks are these little T blocks that you see here. Again, materials can't exchange with the same type of material. Or sorry, they can exchange with the same type of material. They can't exchange with difference. So I hit my material overlay. Here's our naphtha. Here's our natural gas. Natural gas can't make its way past the naphtha. At least diagonally, anyway. But main thing with this one would be keeping the amount of pressure for temperature reasons, and also you can set an atmos sensor for your natural gas generators. The reason being is sometimes you just want to be able to control the natural gas generators themselves based on batteries and pressure. So this entire setup is completely pressure controlled. This pump will only run if the gas is over 1,200 grams. And the generators will also only run as a OR gate if this over pressurizes because of just them not like the generators are not running because your batteries are full, your base is completely taken care on power. If the base is running out of juice, or it's just, I should say it the other way. If the base is completely satiated, this thing is not going to care. It's going to keep off-gassing. So, the way to get around that is put in a atmos sensor where if it goes over 3,200 grams, I would say 3,200 to 4,500. This thing overpressurizes at 5 kilograms, so 5,000 grams. If you can stop this thing from overpressurizing, then that's all you got to do. Way that you do that, just do this. Set it up with a OR gate. Set the OR gate to a smart battery and to the pressure sensor. If your base is out of power, your generators will run. If this overpressurizes because you have too much power, these guys are now allowed to run. And that will make it so that way you're not wasting natural gas. Because these are set on very specific rotations. You're better off utilizing the excess materials rather than just letting them go to waste. So, if you're ever wondering about the temperature on this one, it's just steel and you're done. Hydrogen obviously is 500 degrees. This is only 150. Steel is pretty much the only material you don't have to care about once you get it. I think niobium can handle hydrogen, but it's still a little bit finicky. Thermium can easily handle everything. So, that would be my recommendations. Let's see. Terrestrial Press. Let's sleeper on Rowan. 3 shine nymph eggs. A gourmet. Nah. Gourmets are no. I'll just take the shine nymph eggs back at main base. That's perfectly reasonable. If you need me to pause for a split second, I can to show you any of the automation. Or anything that you see here on stream. That goes for anybody. I'm perfectly fine showing it off. Eventually, once this entire playthrough is completed, I will be putting it into either Dropbox or Google Drive. Probably my Google Drive. And I will be appending it to all of my YouTube videos. That way you guys will be able to just take the base and do whatever the hell you want with it. Up these. Reinstall my plastic shielding. Don't want that radiation leaking, that would be bad. Pop that. And that should be good. How's the radiation output? It still feels like it's too much from that. I'm almost tempted to just do boop and boop, but then we can't because the plant goes there. So it's like, actually a problem. Oh, man. And let me go check back on those. I also probably need to bring back Stella. Yep, Stella's done. Let me return Stella back to main base. Nothing I could do in Kellen right now. Radiation. I know they're dealing with radiation. Expected. It's a little bit spicy in the room. It's cold and radioactive. Yeah, I know. Perfect. Just build everything and get out. And yes, for anyone wondering, it's a wee bit spicy in here. I need them to hurry up so they don't get actual radiation sickness. There we go. Okay. That should be safe now. We have polluted water going through the system. Come on, you. Put that up to a 9. This Rads is hitting that thing. Okay, 1081. That should be enough to get a radioactive plant out of this thing, I swear to God. I get really annoyed if it takes like 150 cycles to get one of these done. It will irk me greatly. Please just do what you need to do. Also thinking I should probably reinstall this. But I also don't really want to poke a hole in that yet. There's a water weed there? Can we reach that? Well, hopefully we can. I don't really want to open my compressor. Also because there's 40 kilograms of oxygen in there and it will just blow up the entire base. It would not be a good idea to do that. Yes, hopefully that generates me a nuclear plant and I don't need to think about it. Rover-wise, let's go check on Driftall here. Sure, all those are still damaged. Yeah, it was expected. I need to start sending igneous rock over. What I need to do. Eventually I need to actually solve that problem. Rover's actually getting more done. No, not really. Assuming they're all dead at this point. Those are from earlier. Oh. Yep, they're all shut down. all the way at the bottom. Oh well. Yeah, we need to build an entire shielding on this planet, get the sea blocks in, and then I can start working from there. Need a lot more of those, too. I had something plink my rocket platform. That's not cool. Pull my set. Yeah, they've been slowly digging their way through. Yeah, dupes have been trying. I'll give them that. A higher priority that. I think what I'm going to do is... Let's see here. I'm thinking we send Jean over to Dripola to pick up the gold. Because we're going to need a lot of it, and I need to kind of just distribute it around. I can also send him over here to Palin to pick up more igneous rock. And then we can start shooting that towards Siftolan. Or we could just pack the rocket. It's really I'm feeling like we just should probably pack the rocket with igneous rock. I mean, we have 908, yeah, 983.2 tons of igneous rock that we really should just pull it down, shove it in a rocket, and take it with us. Well, again, I'm almost tempted to actually water crush this, so that way we can get the full mass out of it. It's a lot of work to do it. I think it's kind of worth it, but on the other hand, I could just have to just take it and just be done with it and be like, okay, we're done. I don't need to think about it. Mission complete. Is somebody else out in space? Or are we missing a suit? We're missing a suit. Oh, radiation warning. Oh, bucket went in. That's why. Okay, well, hopefully that will generate what I need. At least in time, anyway. We'll probably need to finish off the last research. That is one of the other achievements. Why are you... I don't know how you two got out, but we'll just do that quick. All of them are doing fine. $162.7 versus 198. What's the pressure in here now? 70 kilograms. We'll go with 900 on this. It's just too much water. Yeah, it's too much water. Eventually this will be drained out enough that I don't have to worry about it, but I think we're gonna have to leave that for now. Do that real quick too. Nice to see a giant solid chunk of nuclear waste. That's not a very good sign. Oops, drop some larva eggs around, it looks like. Everything else is pretty much golden now. Yeah, let me send Gene over. We're going to pick up all that gold and possibly some more cobalt in the process. And once we've done that, we should be able to bring it back and start shooting it to other planets where we need it most. I'll leave butyl in because I want to get this stupid thing online. Also, Dubes, please just dismantle these. Get a sec. I know you guys left the superheated materials here. Kind of obvious. There's a sterile atmosphere, but it's not actually taken care of. Okay, let's see here. I need you with these settings. There. You plug everything else in. Did. All is just fine. What should we got? Nice. It's slowly warming up. I really just gotta throw a heater in there. That's really all that needs to be done. Okay, Gene, you ready? Hit the launch button, bud. There you go. Off you go. There we go. Okay. Well, that's off because we need it right now. I really need to get more Visco gel. I want to outfit all my planets with it. It's just going to take some time for it. Are we hitting an oxygen limit here, or the water? No? Oh, the pipe already broke again. I see the problem. Hold up. That... I hate when it does this. There, and connect to there. Come on. I hate trying to get these things to want to go properly again. There we go. And I should be able to set this one back to carbon dioxide. And move it back out to space. Water amounts. Yep, everything is back to normal. Probably keep 2 of these pointed that way and the other 2 that way. We are generating 1,300 to 400 rads bolts per cycle. Per those 2 inner ones, that one's doing 860. Pretty damn good. I'm very happy with that. That is up to 510,484.1 kilograms of nuclear waste in a single tile. I know, pretty good. And that's going to take some time. It'll get there eventually. I swear it. Let me go check on propellant real quick. I'm almost tempted to plasticize this corner here because we're not going to use it for anything. Like, even... it's just kind of wasted space at this point. And this one also is not going to get any sort of treatment whatsoever. Like, eventually I'm just going to have it go out to this ladder. And this area should be cleaned up to this ladder. And all that will be plasticized and the magma removed. It's going to take some time for that. I'll need quite a few more naturally planted oxyferns if I want to all purely run off of that. You're getting water leaking back up. I know we're not actually outputting anything. I really should start cleaning up the rest of these bases. Like the whole map, all base materials need to be picked up completely. Next dormancy, 65.2 cycle. That is a long ways away. Yep. Yeah, the temperatures have dropped dramatically. They're no longer 200 degrees in there. Or even 300. They're back down. Yeah, the dupes left a bunch of really, really hot steel, and they didn't clean up their mess. I hate when they do that, but there's nothing I can do about it. They're just taking too long, that's what happens. Gotta be careful of that. Let's see. It's already almost 4. Probably have to finish this episode and start the next one shortly. I don't want another super long episode like we did last time. Episode 149 was 6 hours long, and it's like, all of it was petroleum boiler. I'd rather have smaller segments of like 2-hour long episodes. Now this one's already past that point, just a bit. Yeah, I know how long in the teeth it can be when you make long oxygen not included episodes, especially when you're this deep in. I also hate the fact that the time played is slowed down due to how slow the game is running. It's becoming more and more noticeable, even though I am doing more and more actions to optimize certain gases and slow things, like actually speed things up a bit. Eventually, this entire corner here needs to just be plastic or any renewable resource that you can get your hands on to reduce the amount of gas interactions. Even if you put it in a vacuum, the game still has to calculate the vacuum. Tiles, for some reason, don't actually have to be calculated, even though they have a temperature value. It's weird like that. I know. Hordes, you gotta finish it. You put super hot materials. I know you gotta go to the bathroom, but you gotta finish it before it overheats itself. Come on, man. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. And done. Okay, run. Run. Make it to the bathroom. Go, buddy, go. Yeah, temperatures are now back to normal. I hate when they do that. They leave super hot crap laying around inside of a blueprint, and then it just overheats the entire system. No, why? Stop. You fools. Hordes did make it, though, so that's good. Better than Pub Howdy, at least. Pub's been having a hard time getting to the bathroom. Just leave that. I do need to get in there and seal that in now. Pretty sure it's too warm over here at the moment. Yeah, that's still too hot. That would not work. And there. Open like that. Yeah, that's all dupe safe, so I don't have to worry about them getting stuck. We'll need to put supercoolant into this pipe, though. This one included. We still have about yay big worth of material that needs to go. Yeah, it's a lot. It's also really hot. I'll have to keep an eye on that one. Go back to the lapel in here. Well, they're kind of getting through things. Oh good, they are actually working. Let's see. How's our water situation? Actually doing okay. Enough. Let me do construction here. I need to force this priority. That needs to be connected there. That's already connected there, so I don't need to worry about it anymore. I need to improve my water production, and I need to process all this ice. It's really the big push that needs to be done. So please retrieve the Paku. It's actually something I really do need to do is get them into their tank. Like, the Paku themselves have their own breeding tank at this point, and there's literally millions of them in this, so it's like, we'll just leave them there. It's fine. They can't pacify and they can't calculate, so they won't lag as bad. As long as they're not moving, you're perfectly safe. How long is it going to take Gene to get there? Oh, 97 seconds, I'll be there. Okay, cool. And yes, this planet is going to be a bane of me because of the materials required. Also, that totally broke earlier. Coming from Meteorite Strike. Yeah, that was probably from Meteorite Strike. Yep. Damn. Which is weird, but sometimes it does get through. Oh well. When we get back to the planet, we'll fix it up. How much mass are you outputting? Wait. Wait. You're outputting 1,956.7 grams per second worth of steam. That seems oddly low for a steam vent. I'll have to check the average later once we get back here. I know you're entombed. 25% on the planet. The rocket finally landed, so Stella... They're currently eating. I'll be fine. Come on, dupes, hurry it up. I feel bad for Giovanni. He's one of my more newer dupes. It's like, I know, he's not having a good time. So at least 9 priority. The water system should be completely isolated now. Yeah, everyone should be good now. The bigger problem is going to be coming back here to get my Nosh Bean, because I have to mutate a Nosh Bean, and I have no idea how I'm going to get one without digging that entire planet up. Should probably also allow manual use and sleep only. Take that out. I think it's time I finally get rid of this bin. Yeah, it's gonna take them a minute to disperse that properly. We just need to get rid of it. We don't... We can leave it around for feeding of the poke shells to get extra lime out of them, but it is really, really slow. So it's like, we'll just store it up in space inside of a water container so it stops off-gassing. That's why I switched this one over to manual up here near the water sieve. So I need somebody to mop that if possible. Yeah, brother comes to save the day. Dean's also here. Good. Okay, somebody mop the ethanol up, please. Thank you. Knife is all sorted. Good. Mop that up. Good. Okay. I just set that for a 9 so that way Gene can help them out. Apparently somebody left pickled meals out again. God damn it. Let me see where I need to send Stella next, because we're still working on the achievement for that one. Ice, carbon dioxide, oxygen. Alright. Alright, we'll go there. Just after mass. That's all I'm after. I would prefer to pick up other things. Or food. There to go. Let me go for gas here. Okay, yeah, we're good on gas. No problem. Never flow into a problem. There's the temperature in here. 124, 144. Ugh. Still too hot for me to do that. What I want to do with that. Pressure in here down to 64. I don't overlook. 61. Oh, I think we hit the vacuum. Oh, we're so close. The entire chamber is almost a vacuum. Almost. Micrograms of gas are slowly getting deleted. Means I can probably just delete all of this. That's a lot of materials. I don't need to worry about it. We'll leave the ladders in, of course. But that's a big win. That's a huge win. Nope, you guys can't dig in there. I'm gonna try it. Now this will leave other gases into the room, but I'm pretty sure this side can handle it. Yeah, the gas is now, the tiny amounts of gas are now self-delivering. Hooray! It's a great win. Ooh, lime. Oh no, pip eggs though. Ah, crap. Damn it. The dupes are not even close to appetizing. Pip eggs means... Do I have any seeds left over here? I have anything I could put down on the ground that could grow automatically? I would. I don't think we do. Eggshells. No, there's nothing that's surviving on this planet naturally. I would have to shoot a plant seed over here. Plant it using the pips. Or it would have to be in this Mavic rock. That Mavic rock. No, not there. I guess there? Oh man. I was not prepared for a pip egg deployment. I think we're just gonna have to take the lime. As much as I would love to take pips with me over there just to start naturally planting crap and get like actual plants down on meteorite hell. Probably not a good idea. Just mechanically. Here comes more gas. I may need to lead the... Not it. Yeah, the rest of that can go. It's all polluted oxygen at this point. Where's it actually originating from? Hydrogen there. That's all sealed in due to water at the moment. Where was that? I'm assuming it's probably from a conveyor line then? There's only really one area that it leaves open in. That's right here. Leave that alone for now. The rest of these can definitely go. We don't need them anymore. I need to start venting over here is what I need to do. Looks like it's all in gas now, which is really good, because that means it'll go faster. I really just need this all vented. Once it's completely vented, we're safe. It is super close though. Not gonna lie, I'm gonna be happy when this is done. Is then I can actually flood the area with oxygen. I don't need to care about mixed gases, and then we can start putting in more pips. I don't really need more, I just kind of want to do it. Also, we can take some of the pips out of here and get them on the sanctuary room. Ugh. Sorry about that. Bit of a sneezing fit. Yeah. I do think it might be time to end the episode here and start the next one. No? Getting pretty close to it. We drained everything out of there. Actually have that much. She'll be fine. Okay, let me queue up Stella here. And moving. Alan, how is the piping going? Pipes, pipes, and more pipes. Maximize priorities again. We'll get them to do those. And that needs to be finished. I'm almost tempted to just give up on these materials and come back for them later. I still got to get the cooling loop going before we turn everything on because this will have to cool down. I will say this, I will need to vacuum this out though, because this should only be... What did... Okay. Weird, but sure. The amounts of sour gas or whatever. In literally milligram amounts. Any dollop of crude oil must be converted. But yes, we'll probably have to vent this entire thing. And I'm thinking we may actually need to utilize... where? Sure. Ah, yes. Conductive panel. We may need to utilize a conductive paneling. Right here. The only reason I say that, I don't know if this thing is going to survive. I'm kind of like, probably like, maybe here. Because I need to actually cool the phosphorus that's going to be in here. And most likely it's going to go from a solid straight into a gas because it's just going to be so hot. And I'm quite certain we may end up flash pointing it. Yeah. So it'll be a solid till it's 243.9. And then at 280, it just flashes instantaneously to gas. When it's in gaseous state, this is going to be hot. This is going to be cold. So this material is going to end up going this way while our cooling loop is this way. So most likely what will happen is it'll turn into a gas up here. Start floating this way. Start to freeze back into a solid. Or also back into a liquid over here, and then once it gets done here, I'll turn it into a solid. Once that happens, we pick it on up through phosphorus, we take it out. I actually don't know where it is. Yeah, we don't really want phosphorus. We need true phosphorus. I don't think I've made any yet, so I need to like hyperheat it and let it go. There's everybody. You're building there, you're delivering. You're just existing. You're delivering, you're delivering. Okay. All of that's working. Your steam is finally starting to happen. Good. Almost feels like we're actually producing more water, even though I know we're not. Oh no, I got too warm for it. Damn. Well, that was expected. I actually need to strip some steel over here. There you go. Let me that off. Targets. There. Side. Materials. Steel. Redirect target. Plus rockets are all. Are you inside already? Good. Give me lunch. Nope. Nope. Ersatz. Ersatz. Don't hug the nuclear rocket. Please do not hug the nuclear rocket. Thank you. Standard PSA. Don't do that. That should be sending steel off to that planet so we can have E fix up that issue. Piper already still have issues. Too bad, but enough to be noticeable. Already got the steam down to 160, so that's pretty good. Let me do this real quick. You. There, separate there. Moving. Want to make sure we had enough space. Decline all of the options. Okay. 10. Gonna warm up for a second, and then we're gonna speed cool that back down. And maybe we'll get the achievement. Maybe. Okay. Oops. I need you guys to pick that crap up. And also probably come in here and clean up that nuclear waste. The bees are kind of making a pillar and it needs to not be there. Almost cleaned up. Almost. Oh, that may up the priority on the construction. That will make it a lot better for doing it. I think we can stop with the steel for a bit. Oh. Food poisoning, oh no. Okay. How much pickled meal did you guys pull out? Good to know it wasn't that bad. Goes down. Check out Alan real quick. Well, we're kind of getting through it. A while to do so. We are slowly digging out parts of that. Sorted. Are we actually out of obsidian? Hold up. Actually out of obsidian. Best slide. Well, crap. knew that would eventually happen. I was just hoping we'd be able to get the piping done beforehand. Eh, fine. Doesn't all need to be obsidian. It just needed to be obsidian where it mattered most. Thankfully, I think we've got all of the pipe networks done. Needed to be obsidian? Yeah. Okay, so petroleum there. This will eventually just be an pipe. Anywhere that I don't want to melt should be fine. Still not a fan of this pipe. Really am not. So the one on the right is the one that we use for cooling of the petroleum. Only really need to cool it down to, what, 60 degrees-ish? Not that big of a deal to do it. It's just one of those things where I'm like, if I'm going to ship it to other planets where we're going to burn it off, I'd rather it not melt by space equipment when it starts getting processed. So, probably best to keep below the temperatures that would cause severe chronic problems with that. Also, that cooling loop has to be above the primary line. This is probably going to look like spaghetti. I don't think there's any way to get around this. So this is the petroleum going in. It goes down here into the first tank. The reservoir, boom. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 strips. Will all be specifically utilized for off-planet transportation. You know what? Screw it. We can just use grit. You technically would process it that way, but for right now, that here, and this one goes there. Yeah. So output petroleum goes all the way down there. Output cooling down to here, which is over. Technically needs to be either regular piping or a radiant pipe if we're actually going to cool this down. So for right now, let's just do a regular pipe. No insulation. I need to zigzag it the whole dang way. So, avoid that. Branch this one over. And connect that to that. This, on the other hand, needs to be connected there. And I need to add the automation. Which means we need thermal sensor here. Here. Liquid pipe sensor for thermal. Here and here. And we need an AND gate. So. lower half. Pipes there. And the end gate connects to the aqua tuner. Okay. Both of these need super coolant. But this is what I meant when I said pipe day. Everything is piping. And this is so that way we can bring our temperature of our petroleum down enough that we can start shipping it off planet. Technically, if we really wanted to, we could throw most of it through this cooling process and then send a little bit into a sour gas boiler, either below or to the west of it. So we could build a sour gas boiler here, siphon off some materials, superheat it, and then freeze it into methane. I don't think we have enough space down here to do it. Over here we do. But yeah. Kind of a nice big gas vertical shaft. That gets the job done. Yeah, this is what I was talking about when I said that we're gonna have a lot of. I need to So, oh, this are needed there. And neither is it. Oh boy. Regular piping. Fine, we don't need to worry about it. Do regular piping. Now once this is done, I can pretty much just pour super coolant in here and we'll be good to go. So what I'm gonna set up. Shove you there. This is such a waste of materials, but I'm like, so be it. Should it? You know what? Just out of an abundance of caution, let's just turn that on steel. It'll be fine. We're only going to fill this one first. This other one's going to require actually shipping in more super coolant. Yeah. Once that one's done, then we should be good to go. I just got to make sure the robo-miner's plugged in, the cooling loop is complete and rolling through this area. Probably actually have to have a dupe come in here, open this door, allow them out through that way. Well, the only way out is that way. I'll have to vent everything over here. So this will have to be vented completely. I need all of this infrastructure completed. This light needs to be scooted. I think we're getting pretty dang close. Sure, it's all set there. I'm gonna be so happy when this is done. I'm gonna have so many more dupes to work on these kinds of projects. How is the automated garbage disposal bin going? Finally clean it all up? Shutting off sweep only and removing. There we go. should hopefully clean up most of the polluted dirt that we need to get rid of. It's all getting dumped in there, so I have no complaints with that. Shoot there. Okay, on to other things though. Gene, I need you to bring up the refined metals and gold. Also keep that to sweep only, so we don't accidentally get stuck in an infinite. Let's see, how much gold is there? It's off the screen. Yeah. Okay, so that should handle that for a little bit. Actually have that much plastic on this planet. I may need to rectify that. Yeah, I probably need to rectify that. Hold on. Before we finish this very specific one. All the extra steel that we had. Steel ingredient. Manufactured. Then the plastic. Also, dump that. Manufactured material. Plastic. As 9. Again, inadvertently leaving food around. Come on, dude. Don't do that. Okay, good. Big clean all that. Down to 64.5. Well, it's getting there. Not there yet. It is getting back to being cold again. I need to figure out what the heck item actually counts as getting the chilled event, chilled achievement, because we were already below it, like 4 entire save and load. I'm like, I have no idea at this point. But I think that'll be it for episode 150. We're right at the 3 hour and 30 minute mark, so I think we can call that for this episode. For everyone here in chat, I'll be starting the next episode here in just a minute. But for everyone on YouTube, you guys should be getting this hopefully, let's see, 27th. We are so close to 2,600 cycles, though. I was really hoping I could continue this one, but I'm like, that'll push into the 4 hour mark, and I'm like, nah. Guys on YouTube deserve to at least have somewhat slightly smaller bite-sized pieces for these episodes. Come on, save. There we go. Save there. Yeah. I'm good with that. That totally works for me. But yeah. Everyone on YouTube, hope you guys enjoy these episodes. And we are getting very close to being done. It's just taking forever to get what we really want to get done. But yeah. I think that's it for episode 150.